What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a pretty chill day in the shop. We don't have anything like set in stone, any sort of project that we are tackling today, but we definitely have a lot of little things to do and some updates as well. So first update is smoke, the Evo 10. We've been trying to diagnose this noise, and I originally thought it was an idler pulley on the serpentine belt, but as you can see, we have the serpentine belt off right now, and it's still making that rattling noise coming from this side of the engine. So I know it's nothing to do with like anything on the serpentine belt. None of the idler pulleys, the tensioner, power steering, alternator, water pump. That's everything on that belt. And being that the belt is off and it's still making the noise, it kind of has got me a little bit worried. It might be some sort of timing chain noise, or I don't know, or maybe something even worse. I'm not exactly sure. I do think I'm gonna go ahead and just order a full timing chain kit, do the timing on this car, make sure that's good to go. This thing's at like 75-ish thousand miles, I think. And it is a 2008, so I know they had the timing chain stretch issues. So it'd be nice to get that knocked out of the way. And then if it's still making the noise from there, we'll have to dig further into it. But it's not super loud. Here, let me just fire it up real quick for you guys, and you can kind of listen to it and maybe let me know what you think down in the comments below. Well, first of all, it does have that starter noise, so it'd be nice to get that figured out. So right when I start the car, you can hear that starter like not disengage. So you'll hear that, and then you'll hear what I'm talking about when I rev it up a little bit. That starter noise is pretty freaking loud. It would be nice to get that swapped out. But as you guys heard, when I rev it up to like 2,000, 2,500, 3K, somewhere in that range, there's this rattle coming from the side of the engine. I'm pretty confident it's something to do with the timing chain. You know what, maybe we'll just pop the valve cover real quick and see if anything looks fishy underneath the valve cover. Yeah, let's not do that. We can pop the valve cover when we do the timing, because we got to take it off anyway. I don't feel like digging into this thing right now when we don't have the timing components. But drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of that noise. Moving on to the two cars that have been sitting around and not been touched for a while. We have the Evo 10. All we have to do on this thing is put our steering wheel in that we had made, and we should be able to drive it. Still does need a clutch, whatever, we don't have time for that right now. Then this car needed a new airlift manifold, and that showed up today. So pretty much what I want to do from here is just get this car back on the road, get that car back on the road. I may mess around with this wiring issue or the electrical issue on this car a little bit. Long story short, both these cars, the OG cars of the channel, need a little bit of love. Want to get them both washed up and back drivable. In this box should be our airlift controller. Let's pop this thing open and make sure it is. Here she is, boys. A warrantied out airlift 3P manifold. So this is going to take care of our sensor issue that we were having. I think it's a kind of a common problem with these air ride systems. If you get water in the system and it freezes and cracks something inside the manifold. Pretty sure that's what happened. So let's get this bad boy installed, and our airlift should be back up and running on the FRS. New manifold is in. Let's fire this thing up and make sure she actually turns on and see if we still have that same problem, which was, I think it was a right rear or a left rear sensor error. We do need to calibrate the entire system. I kind of want to pull the car outside for that. So we had two problems with the system. Number one was the sensor fault. Number two, it kept blowing the fuse. I think that putting the new manifold in should hopefully take care of both of those issues. All right, it looks like we're good to go. No issues yet. So let's back this thing up, and we got to do this calibration. So I know it goes up and down, like corner to corner, front, rear, does all sorts of crazy stuff. As soon as we get that out of the way, this car should be pretty much ready to drive. we got this system calibrated. Everything is good to go. It went through the calibration just fine, and I think we should be good to go. So now I'm just going through and setting all the presets. So I usually have 3 presets, 3 that are actually important. Of course, we have the full air out preset. So that would be 0 PSI in each of the bags. This here is going to be our ride height preset. So I tend to ride pretty freaking low, honestly. We're at 35 PSI in the front, 65 in the rear. I might drop the rear just a little bit, but yeah. So we have that ride, and then we have a all the way air up preset, which is like, I think I go to like 100 PSI or 90 PSI all around. And that brings it all the way up, just in case we're getting in like a steep parking lot or going over a giant speed bump or something, we can quickly air all the way up and we'll be good. So that's what we're setting right now. Air all the way out. Beautiful. I don't really use that one. The center one here, double click that. That goes up to your ride height preset. Let's go ahead and adjust this preset here. So I think if we hold it down, we can put it at like, let's do 80. 80 all around should be enough. And that is what 80 PSI all around looks like. So it's not super, super high, but she's pretty high. And when you're at 80 PSI or have a ton of air in the bags, it does ride pretty stiff. At the ride height that we have it set at, it's a fairly decently soft ride. I would say it's a little bit more bouncy than like a coilover setup, but it's definitely doable. So cool, this thing's pretty much all set, ready to go. Pretty sure I have the issue with our electrical system figured out. And I think it's because all of the, and I feel like a lot of you guys have told me this, but I've never really took the time to dive into it. But I think it's all of the lights we have all around the car. So we have underglow, all the interior lights, the headlights. There's 2 separate Bluetooth controllers for the headlights. So I think we have 4 total Bluetooth controllers on the car, and those are constantly on no matter what. Even if we turn the lights off, the controller is still powered. So I think if we throw all of those controllers on a separate switch that we can turn that switch off when we turn the car off, I think that should take care of our battery draining issue. So I'm gonna go run around town real quick. Maybe we'll take the FRS actually. I'm gonna completely put this thing back together. We can go run around town and try to find like a switch distribution block, I think it would be called. And if we can get that wired up, mounted up in the car, I hope that takes care of our issue, which is just draining the battery nonstop. Well, we got one issue fixed, but this is the fuse for our air ride. And that's currently what it looks like. It just completely melted the plastic on the fuse. So we got to figure that out. Sick, more problems. I figured this was going to be a problem. This is our inline fuse for the airlift. And as you can see, it's a little bit melted right there. The end is pretty messed up. I went ahead and slapped a new one on, and I think that's going to take care of our issue with that fuse blowing. Let's go do a little trial run. We need some gas anyway. And I haven't driven this car in a minute, so I'm gonna go right to the gas station. If that fuse don't blow within like 2 minutes, I think we'll be all right, because that thing is blowing nonstop. So we went and drove it, probably put like 20 miles on it, not a single issue. Apparently that messed up inline fuse was causing all of those problems. The car is a bit dirty, so I'm gonna give her a quick bath, and then we can pull her back in the shop and do a few more little tinkering things to it and move on to the Evo 10. I'm more excited for that car than any other car. I haven't driven that car in a while. Like I'm super, I don't know. Maybe that's a little far-fetched. I'm pretty freaking hyped for this car, but this car, we've put so many hours and so much money into this thing, and yeah, she just doesn't get driven anymore. So we need to start driving this thing more. So we're all done washing the car. The air ride is good to go, making some good progress. The issue with the battery draining what we're gonna do, instead of trying to find like a switched distribution block, which I cannot find locally, I'm leaving every single thing on the car, all the lights, every single aftermarket lighting component with a Bluetooth controller. I'm gonna leave all that stuff disconnected and run without it for like a week straight and see what happens. If the battery doesn't go dead, then I know that's the problem. And I feel like I've done this before and the battery was still draining. But I wanna double check that once again, just to make sure. There is a very annoying rattle that I wanna fix real quick before we work on the 10. So it's around 2.5 to 3,000 RPM. It's some sort of heat shield somewhere and it's bad and it's annoying, and we are gonna fix it real quick. So let's get her done. I really wish we had a lift for this, but to pull that car off the lift is so much work. So I will work on it on the ground. All right, I think I found the cause. Crawl put into the slow boy. First thing I noticed was a leaky timing cover. So that's beautiful. But as far as a rattle goes, I'm guessing there's supposed to be a clamp on that. So I'll probably just take that little heat shield off. 210 mils, unbolt that bad boy. We'll be all right. There's not a single rattle or clunk or any random noises going on with the FRS for the first time in like probably over a year, which is super nice. Now I actually enjoy driving this thing again, which is fairly fun, I guess you could say. It feels a little bit strange seeing this car outside the shop. All we gotta do is wash this thing, and we need to put the steering wheel back in. Our SK tool 17 mil, you know, she works, but it's a little bit hard to haul ass around corners with this wrench. Here is our wheel, red stitch, red stripe, nice little carbon fiber overlay for the centerpiece. Let's go ahead and get this thing back together. I think this right here is also gonna be a very nice addition to our newly wrapped steering wheel. All right, my friends, we got her all cleaned up. We got the fleet out tonight. It's kind of fun looking at all the cars together sometimes. Comment below which one you taking home out of the 3, or out of the 5, I guess. Probably not that one, but out of these vehicles, which one is your guys' favorite? I'm gonna have to go with the Evo 10 for sure. I didn't even know you were in here.
I know. I was watching you scoot around everywhere.
All right, my friends, we are all finished up working at the shop for the day, and we are gonna take Ava out, finally. This is gonna be the new daily for a few days, or a week, or a month, or a year. So we got Ava here, and we got Gary over here. Let's say hello to Bob. Hello, Uncle Bob. Should you go cruise? You want to race?
No
You'll probably
race.
beat me. I got a toasted clutch.
No race.
Alright guys, we're back at the house now and we have a giveaway from yesterday's video. So yesterday we installed the new headlights, taillights, and the JDC bumper quick releases on Smoke, the gray Evo 10. And we are gonna do a little giveaway. So all you guys had to do was comment "she built" in the comment section of that video and then be following JD Customs USA on Instagram. So let's go ahead and pick the winner for this kit. Now this kit is the double kit, so there's 2 buttons on each side, the carbon fiber mounts, black buttons, and it's for an Evo 10. So 08 to 15, Mitsubishi, Lancer, Evolution, GSR, MR, don't matter, it'll fit both. Okay, so we have the URL in here. We're gonna filter, actually I don't care if you guys enter multiple times. How do we do this? Okay, get YouTube comments. Oh. Wait. Filter comments based off specific text. BUILT. Now let's try. I think there's probably 1,000 or so entries. No, 648 entries. Okay, so we're gonna hit the start button down here, and the winner of the kit is Green Machine. I don't have any sort of way of contacting you, so I hope you can get a hold of me. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'll get your address and we'll go ahead and get this JD Customs USA kit sent out to you, bro. It's always really exciting and really fun to work with sponsors of the channel to try and get you guys some giveaways here and there. So big shout out to JD Customs for being willing to do this giveaway and send out this kit for us to send to you guys. Really trying to do more giveaways here and there. It's always fun. I enjoyed a lot. So that's gonna be it for today, guys. Green Machine, go ahead, hit me up on Instagram or comment or something. Get a hold of me somehow. And yeah, we'll get this kit shipped out to you. If you guys want to purchase this kit right here, or they also have kits for the 8s and 9s. They have a ton of titanium stuff. They have parts for GTRs, Evos, Subarus, DSMs, everything. They have a lot of parts there. My discount code will save you 10% off, and the code is Devin Niemela 10. 10% off. Go buy some stuff. The more you guys support our sponsors, the more the sponsors support us and support all the builds. So it's a win-win. You guys save money and it helps me out and it helps them out. It's a win-win-win. Peace out. I'll see you guys tomorrow.